Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, dear students. How are you all? I think all of you are very fine and you are staying at home, and also you are very fine in health and you are healthy by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am also fine, very fine, I think, in also in my health. And actually I uh, did not suffer from this disease, and also by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from this novel coronavirus. Dear students, this is why we have to say always Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Dear students, you are noticing that I am using my uh, regular vaccine, a mask on my face. Also, you know that this is our vaccine, and that's why you have to use the mask on your face when you go outside of your home. So today I am welcoming you my another online class about um, an important topic, and this is for your English second part. Dear students, I have discussed many of topics in my class, in my online classes, and that was many in deeper and that was about many different many topics, and today I want to discuss about verbs. Verbs, you know that verbs is the very important and also regular terms that we are using uh, in our speaking or in our um, uh, regular activities. Verb is uses, and in different languages the verb is very important to speak you, to express your um, opinion. That's why today I want to discuss about verbs in English language. Verb is very important, uh, and it's a matter of fact that uh, you know many kinds of verbs and the classification of verbs. But when I will ask you, please say the or make a definition about finite verb or non-finite verb, then you cannot answer it. So dear students, today we discuss about verb. Now, what is verb? What is verb and its classification? You know, verb is a term, or verb is a word that expresses an action, and also it expresses the situation or event, the situation and event of the of event something. Okay. Now, verb. What is verb? Verb is a word which expresses an action. Express an action. Action means work. Action makes work. We know actually verb is a work. Verb is a term, or verb is a word that express an work, express an action or work. Okay. Now, also an event. An event, or also the state. Okay. Its classification. Now, verbs classification. You know different kinds of verbs here. Now I want to make a chart about it. Verb. Actually, it has two kinds, that finite, finite and non-finite. Finite, non-finite. Finite has two kinds, that is principal, principal auxiliary. Principal auxiliary. And non-finite, non-finite has three kinds, that is infinitive, gerund, and participle. Participle has three kinds, you know that. Present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. You know that principal verb has three kinds. That is, one is transitive, intransitive, and linking verbs. Verb. Auxiliary has two kinds. One is primary and another is modal. Dear student, this is the chart. Please keep concentrate. Here is verb. Verb, you know, verb is, now I am giving you definition also. Verb. What is verb? Verb is a word which express an action, or verb is a work. Verb is an action. Verb means action. You know, whatever. And verb is actually two kinds. Verb is classified with two kinds. That is, one is finite verb and another is non-finite verb. Finite has two kinds. That is principal or auxiliary. Principal has three kinds. That is principal verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb, and linking verb. This is for the classification of principal verb. Now auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb has two kinds. That is primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. Okay. Now non-finite verb. Non-finite has three kinds: infinitive, gerund, participle. Participle is has three kinds also, but and also participle, that is, you know, present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. Now we want to discuss in detail, that is finite and non-finite. Today we will discuss finite verb and also principal verb. Okay. Please make the chart. Please make the chart, and I will ask you again what is verb and its classification. Actually, verb is two kinds, and you know, different kinds of verbs, transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, finite verb, not finite verb. Which is finite verb or which is intransitive verb? It's a jogakisori, we make it. Okay. So actually, by making the chart, you can make understand by yourself that verbs and its classification. I repeat again. Verb is actually two kinds. That is finite verb and non-finite verb. Now finite verb has two kinds: principal or auxiliary. Principal verb has three kinds: transitive verb, intransitive verb, and linking verbs. Auxiliary verb has two kinds, that is primary verb and modal auxiliary. Non-finite verb has three kinds, that is infinitive, gerund, and participle. And participle has three kinds, that is present participle, past participle and perfect participle. Okay. Now finite verb. What is finite verb? Finite verb is a verb. Finite verb is a verb which is changed by the follow of the person and number. I repeat, finite verb. Finite verb is a verb which can be changed, which can be changed by the follow of the person and number. Example that go, went, gone. Change, changed, changed. Change. That is, the word is or can be changed into past tense and past participle, and it is changed by the follow of the person and number. Okay. Now, to make you understand by you can compare from non-finite, finite, non-finite. Then you can define it that non-finite is a verb. Non-finite is a verb which cannot be changed. Non-finite is a verb which cannot be changed by the follow of the person number. That is non-finite. And to make you understand, I comparatively discuss finite and non-finite. This is non-finite. This non-finite is a verb which cannot be changed. Non-finite is a verb which cannot be changed by the follow of the person and number. By the follow of person and number. Okay, how? That is, we can change in the example that go and gone, but now cannot be changed. It cannot be changed. That is, when go is go plus ing. Go plus ing. This is going. Okay. Please write down. Finite verb is go, change, teach. Non-finite is go plus ing. That is, go plus ing is equal to going. It cannot be changed. Going in. That is not. It cannot be changed. That's why this is in non-finite. And also go plus ed. Go plus change. Change. Change plus ed. That is changed. Changed is the example of past participle. You know that present participle is verb plus ing, and also past participle is the past form of a verb. And teach is taught. Taught pp, that is past participle taught. So now you know that uh, finite verb is a verb which can be changed by the all of the person and number. And non-finite uh, is the word that cannot be changed. So now finite verb we also use finite verb in the a finite verb a sentence cannot be made. A sentence cannot be made without finite verb. A sentence cannot be made without finite verb. Okay, so finite verb is very important. Now principal verb. The classification of finite verb is one is principal verb. What is principal verb? Principal verb. That is principal verb is principal, is head, is mandatory, is obligatory. And a sentence, in a sentence, the principal verb is mandatory and also head. I principal verb. I teach you English. This is subject and this is auxiliary verb. And now auxiliary verb I can comparatively make an example that I am teaching you. I am teaching you English. That is am and teaching. Am is auxiliary verb because it is helping here. It is helping here the main verb or principal verb teach. That is am or am. I have to add ing with the main verb teach. So that is teaching. I am teaching you English. Now am is auxiliary verb or helping verb. Auxiliary verb and this is principal verb. This is principal verb. Okay. So principal verb is that verb. Principal verb is that verb which without principal verb the sentence cannot be made. And helping verb is or auxiliary verb is a verb which helps the principal verb. Okay. And also auxiliary verb or helping verb in somehow or somewhere it can be also a main verb. That is I am a student. I am a student. Now am is a principal verb. Okay. Now transitive verb and intransitive verb. Then we will end our class. Transitive verb. Transitive verb. Transitive in Bengali is Shokormo Kriya. And finite verb is Shomapika Kriya. Shomapika Kriya. Non-finite Ashamapika. And in transitive, there is transitive. Transitive is Shokormo Kriya. Shokormo Kriya. What is transitive verb? That is this verb is a verb with an object. A verb with an object. This is transitive verb. That I teach you English. English. I teach you English. That is object. I teach. I subject is principal verb or transitive verb and it's with the object. This is transitive verb. Okay. And without the only I swim. I read and swim. It is intransitive because Here is no object here. This is intransitive. Okay. So intransitive is a verb without object. Intransitive verb intransitive verb is those verbs which has no objects. Okay, linking verb, the verbs links in a sentence and it links with a subject or verb, subject or and two numbers and also two verbs, two subjects, two persons. This is linking verbs. That is, you can use also I am going there to read English. Now I am, you can also this is also you can be make an example as it's a linking verb also. So transitive and intransitive, finite and non-finite. A problem here, that is what is which words is finite and which words is transitive. That finite is that complete the sense. This is finite. That is I teach, I breathe, I see, I dance. This is the finite verb. But I dancing a bird and say completing it. I going. No, here is no complete sense. So this is finite. I do, I breathe, I laugh, I love, I work, and I do, I swim. Okay, this is finite. And non-finite, infinitive, gerund and a. We will discuss another in our another classes. Non-finite also. Finite, infinitive, gerund and participle. Infinitive, you know that 2 plus verb. So I to go, I to work, I to understand, I to read. This is non-finite verb. Here it cannot be made a complete sense. So now transitive verb is transitive shokormo. It's a verb with object. Okay. So today we have make a knowledge about verbs and its classification, and here this is the SW for you, that verbs, what is verbs and its classification. And today we have discussed about principal verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb and finite non-finite verb. Thank you.